If your Pinterest traffic is falling, publishing more content probably won't fix it, guys. In fact, the biggest mistake I see bloggers making right now is creating content they think Pinterest wants instead of creating content Pinterest is actually telling them to create. And that's a huge difference, to be very honest. Today, I'll show you a simple Pinterest signal hack that completely changed how I create content, pin descriptions, and even the entire blog post. Most creators do the keyword research, and that's fine. But Pinterest isn't Google, guys. Pinterest is an idea engine. Pinterest is constantly showing users related ideas, themes, styles, aesthetics, occasions, seasons, and content clusters. The problem is that most bloggers only target the main keyword. Let's say the keyword is Father's Day dinner recipes for this video. Most bloggers stop there. They create the article, create a pin, publish, and then they hope. But Pinterest sees that topic very differently. What I mean is, Pinterest actually attaches hidden signals to content which you write and publish. These are commonly called as annotations. Think of them as Pinterest understanding of a topic. For example, Father's Day dinner recipes may also be connected with Father's Day dinner ideas, Father's Day meal ideas, easy Father's Day dinner, and so on. Pinterest understands all of those relationships, guys, but most creators never use them. And here's the interesting part, guys. Even if people are able to identify those keywords and phrases, most people just extract the annotations and then they stop there. But that's not enough. The real magic happens when you actually use those annotations inside the content. So this is the exact process that I use now. Extract the annotations associated with the topic which you want to rank for, and then pick the annotation that naturally fits the topic. Create a section around it, include the annotation in the article, include it again in the pin description. Now Pinterest sees the main topic, which is Father's Day dinner recipes, and then the supporting signals as Father's Day meal ideas, dinner recipes for Father's Day, quick dinner for Father's Day, and so on. So instead of ranking for one idea, you are now reinforcing multiple Pinterest concepts at the same time. In fact, let me give you a real example. Let's say I'm writing a blog post on topic 12 clay witchcraft ideas. Most bloggers would create random ideas, but I do something different, guys. Maybe one idea can become witch herb idea, some can become crow feather moon hanger, another becomes a rustic witch cottage clay decor, and another becomes black cat, and so on. Now, those Pinterest annotations themes are actually a part of the article itself. When I naturally mention those terms inside the pin description, this creates much stronger topical alignment. So if you're asking why the traffic is falling for many bloggers on Pinterest, well, this is the one reason I believe many Pinterest sites are seeing declining traffic. The platform has become much more better at understanding the content relationship, guys. Simply stuffing a keyword into the title isn't enough anymore. Pinterest wants context. Pinterest wants content ideas. Pinterest wants topical relevance as well. And the annotations gives us a direct glimpse into how Pinterest categorizes the content. You can easily figure out the annotations for a keyword by going to Pinterest and then analyzing the top pin through the annotation hunter feature here. All you need to do is just copy the URL of the top pin and then paste it to annotation hunter feature here and then just fetch the annotations. So once you do that, you should be able to see the related themes, supporting concepts, seasonal angles, food categories, and the other key information. And then I just use insights to shape my article structure, pin description, and even future content ideas. And here's the powerful content expansion formula, guys. This, to be honest, creates another benefit. When I find annotations, I often discover entirely new content opportunities. For example, dinner recipes for Father's Day. So when I take the top pin and then analyze it through the annotation hunter inside Pintrendo, it reveals the other keywords such as Father's Day meals, easy Father's Day dinner ideas, and so on. Suddenly, one keyword becomes two or more articles. That's content scaling driven by Pinterest's own signal, guys. In other words, you're not guessing what might work, you're doing things which will work, and that's the difference. So, if your Pinterest traffic is falling, don't just create more content, guys. Create content that matches the way Pinterest understands the topic. Start looking beyond the keyword. Start looking at the signals behind the keyword. Because the creators who understand Pinterest language will always have an advantage over the creators who are simply publishing more articles. And if you want to see exactly what Pinterest is associating with your niche, check out the Annotation Hunter tool. The link to that tool is there right in the description below. It might completely change the way you approach Pinterest content.